Welcome to Dig It TV. I'm the Castle Hunter David Weinczok, and today we are at Neidpath Castle, one of the most powerful towers in the Scottish borders, a region where trouble could lurk around every bend. But unlike Cromwell, we don't need a cannon to get inside. We've got the key. Let's go check it out. Neidpath Castle passed from the Fraser family to the Hay family in the 14th century, and the Hays took to redeveloping the castle into an L-plan tower. That means if you were a bird flying overhead looking down, it would look like an L. Simple as that. And William Hay was the sheriff of Peebles, which is only a mile away. It was a very important administrative role. He was responsible for executing justice in this area. So he might find you guilty upstairs and then chuck you into his pit prison in his own home downstairs. Talk about taking your work home with you. The castle is now privately owned by the Weems family, who have connections to other castles, including Macduff's castle over in Fife. If you've not seen our video on that one yet, be sure to check it out. Now you can visit, it's in fact available for special events like weddings, as you can see with the setup behind me, and you can also visit as an individual or someone just interested in its history. If you want to do that, just get in touch beforehand and make an appointment. After several centuries of rule by the Hay family, the castle passed to the Douglases. Now they got themselves in a little bit of trouble because one of the Douglas dukes, William, uprooted many of the local trees and completely got rid of the hanging gardens that were on Neidpath Castle's grounds. These were beautiful features, and the Romantics did not like this one bit. The poet William Wordsworth visited Neidpath in 1803 and couldn't believe what had been done with the place. So he eviscerated the Duke in the worst possible way that you could get a character hit in the 18th century, with a poem. He wrote, "Degenerate Douglas, to level with the dust a noble horde of venerable trees," and on and on and on it goes. This is quite possibly the quirkiest castle interior I have ever seen. There are just unexpected, odd details all over the place. For instance, the lintel stone above my head, that's a medieval grave slab. Not every day you get that, to say the least. And there's just so much to see here at Neidpath Castle. There are 6 floors to it, and each and every one of them are totally unique in their feel. And in fact, when we first got here, we all spent about half an hour, 45 minutes just wandering around, seeing what was on the other side of each corner. It's been a constant delight. Now, some of the rooms have a bit of an exhibition space going on, so you can see some items related to the history of the castle. Others feel a bit more like a lounge, and you're tempted to just make yourself right at home. I don't know what I was expecting from Neidpath Castle. It definitely wasn't this, but I'm loving it. The Scottish borders became a much less dangerous place in 1603. That's when we had the Union of Crowns, which is when James VI of Scotland became James I of England as well. That led to the border being effectively demilitarized, meaning people who lived here could stop looking over their shoulders for raiders constantly and start enjoying some of the finer things in life. The very first castle here was built around 1200 by the Fraser family. They're from Normandy and get their name from the French word for strawberry, fraise. Now the Frasers have found quite a bit of international fame lately, thanks to Jamie Fraser in Outlander. So you're probably thinking of the Frasers as a Highland clan, but far from it, they got their start here in the south of Scotland. The thing about a castle like Neidpath, and indeed the vast majority of castles in Scotland, is that they were well and good if you have to defend against reavers or roving bands of bandits, for instance. But if a professional army comes calling, that's a different question entirely. You can see the effect of that kind of siege just behind me, where Cromwell's troops were able to take a chunk out of the castle in 1650. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Dig It TV. This has been Neidpath Castle in the Scottish borders. I hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as we've enjoyed exploring it. Now, of course, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for loads more historical content, and let us know in the comments if you have a favourite castle in the Scottish borders. There are dozens to choose from, so take your pick.